Yo, 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 motherfucking yo, it's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Fire, fire. You already know what it is. And this is. Shout out to Cool and Dre. Shout out to the whole Florida. This is motherfucking Reaper Gang Radio. This is Volume 7. This is a full corner fuckery, man. And I mean, look, man. Shout out to the Playback Gang. No sponsor gang. Reaper Gang, gang, gang. Reaper Gang boss in the building. Y'all hear it, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Brown paper bag action, man. So I'm gonna go through some. I'm gonna go through some stages this evening, man. I'm gonna be evolving and shit. I'm gonna go from like Pokemon or fucking Dragon Ball Z, any one of them Japanese shits where they be evolving and shit. I'm gonna go through stages of evolution tonight. I'm gonna go from like what is it? What's the first shit Goku be going through and shit? Where he be turning red and shit like that. I'm gonna go through that phase. I'm gonna hit Super Saiyan 1. I'm gonna transform to Super Saiyan 2. I got a live nigga coming on the panel. Then we might turn into Super Go Getter and shit. If you know what I'm saying, if I'm Goku, then that nigga would be Vegeta. Even though I fuck with Vegeta more because he gotta work way harder to get to where that nigga Goku get. But the fact of the matter remains, all Japanese anime talk aside, we are going all the way live tonight. And that's what it's about. Being all the way live. Because we gotta address a lot of things. And a lot of things need to be addressed. We about to unclove a lot of bullshit. This is directed at the fans. This is directed at the media. This is directed at Teofimo Lopez and the Lomachenko situation. This is directed to the minds of these idiots. The minds of these idiots and how they flip-flop 24/7, 365, 7 days a week like sandy beaches. Look down, you probably got some fucking sand between your toes because y'all flip-flop on a regular basis. So stay prepared because we going to make it rain hurt feelings, man. Niggas going to be crying a whole lot of pussy-ass tears and a whole lot of gangster tears tonight. So let's get to these shout-out to homie Wayne Henny. Salute. Bye. You already know what it is. Ziggy Zane in the building. Chen Smoke in the building. Sam Shaw in the building. Javi in the building. Let's go. You know what I mean? Look, man. We gonna cook, bro. And like, look, all right. I'm gonna start like this, bro. When Teofimo Lopez, 13-0, 14-0, whatever the case may be, when he was chasing down Lomachenko bootstraps and him and his father wanted all the smoke, what did everybody say? What was everybody saying about this guy? How was everybody treating this guy? How was everybody talking? Was they like, oh, yo, you know what I'm saying? I like the young kid energy, bop, 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 bop. You know what I'm saying? That's the way young cats are supposed to be moving. Or people laughing, humiliating, acting like this nigga got some nerve, like he even has the nerve or the audacity to even try. I mean, to even fucking try to be in that spot. Right or wrong? Because I don't recall anybody when Teofimo Lopez was on this come up, knocking out Tatley, knocking out everybody else he was knocking out, Magdaleno. Wasn't nobody saying this man deserved the shit. Everybody said this man didn't even deserve to share space with Lomachenko, share the ring with Lomachenko. And even if he did, the thought of him doing so was going to be what? Speaking Mind Sports Talk in the building, man. Shout out to the homie D Jeff. I'm about to slide that thing right up in the comment section, my G. What did everybody say? Even if he did get in the ring, he was going to get washed. He was going to catch an L. He was too fucking green. Same thing with the ambitious Devin Haney. Too green. Them boys chased him down. No, really, Devin Haney started chasing them. Well, both of them was chasing him down. But Devin Haney was applying pressure with a different promotional outfit, so you know what they had to do. Eliminate us. Put Richard Comey in a spot to where he can get his whole head knocked off. Great guy. But a nigga with a belt had to be a sacrificial lamb. If you had it, you had to get it. If anybody else had that belt at the time, they would have had to get knocked out in that same way. Whether it came in the first or whether it came in the 12th, they would have had to get assaulted They would have had to get assaulted in the most vicious of ways because them boys was hungry for their spot. So you would have been their entree, preferably a la carte. Look, man, now all of a sudden, we got these dudes out here, yeah, because they out here, and it's a whole lot of them. Now we got all of these same boxing fans, regardless of whether they're going to tell you they keep the same energy or not. They going to tell you that Teofimo Lopez needs to be given Vasily Lomachenko a rematch, or they're going to tell you that Devin Haney is bugging out for saying that he don't want to fight him after catching a loss. Right or wrong? How are they bugging out? How are they bugging out? And this is why this shit is called the four corners of fuckery. Because there's some fake shit going on over here. It's either red or blue. It's either the red fuckers or the blue fuckers. Either one of them is a bunch of fuckery. Which side are you banging with? I try to stay right down the middle. Because clearly, right down the middle is where niggas need to be. But first they want to be on the right. So they banging blood. Then they get on the left side, they banging crip. Flip and flop. That's what they do. Flip, then flop. First, they didn't deserve to share space with him. He never had a chance to beat him. Then when he beats him, now everybody on this man back. We got videos out here, fat-ass motherfucking police officers, fucking flashlight cops, or whatever you want to call them, where they supposed to be just sitting there and shutting the fuck up. Whatever you want to call them, trying to press this man out. When this man out to enjoy his night talking about run it back. This ain't about your feelings. This ain't about your feelings if y'all niggas is emo. This is about what the truth really is. And the truth really is nobody saw him being in this position. And now that he's in this position, you want it to look like what it looked like. And the fact that it don't look like what it looked like anymore, y'all niggas is salty. The game has changed. The energy around the game has changed. The 14-2 that sits where it sits is going to have to burn like motherfucking Usher. It's going to have to burn like a STD. Hopefully it feels like some light shit to you, like syphilis, so you can just get you a little shot. Get you a little shot in the ass like back in the day. Keep it moving. I'm talking about your emotions. Metaphorically, you need to keep it moving the way Vasily Lomachenko need to keep it moving with his 14-2 ass. I remember reading clearly in an article, we don't need a rematch clause. I remember clearly his own promoter saying they don't need a rematch clause because we ain't down to tying people up like Eddie Hearn does. If they want to fight down the line, that's something they'll make. That's something they'll get to. But at the same time, no respect, no love given. Soon as this nigga cried by his shoulder, just like when Pacquiao got his ass whooped by Floyd, first thing he did was cry by his shoulder. But you want to know what's some funny shit that everybody seemed to ignore that nobody brought to y'all attention? I'm going to tell you, it's going to burst your fucking bubble. Does anybody remember what happened to Vasily Lomachenko? And I believe the second round when he fought Jorge Linares? Does anybody, I'm about to evolve to level 1 right now. We about to get on some Super Saiyan shit. When I evolve to level 1, I'm about to bring Vegeta up here. We about to fuck the game up tonight. Does anybody remember what happened to Vasily Lomachenko? And I believe the second to third round when he fought Jorge Linares. Does anybody? Oh, if you don't remember, let me enlighten you. Let me tell you, he fucked up his shoulder and had to get shoulder surgery after the fight. And guess what he did? He won that fucking fight, didn't he? Didn't he come up a weight class to win that fight? Ho, 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 ho. Is there anything else I need to say? Can I just drop the motherfucking mic on this shit? I don't even think there needs to be anything said after that because they're going to sweep that shit under the rug. Y'all know how I like to do it. Y'all know I like to do the COVID marathon first when I cook niggas, then give you the live. But today, the live had to come first because I knew this shit was going to take 4 or 5 days, and I ain't want to be telling y'all the motherfucker was coming out tomorrow and it come out the next day because I'm just my biggest critic. My own biggest critic, excuse me. But ain't nobody going to talk about that, right? Loma hurt his fucking shoulder when he fought Jorge Linares. He came up a weight class to fight that man. Did he lose that fight? I think not. Let me post this motherfucking link. Let me post this motherfucking link. As soon as I'm about to evolve the Super Saiyan 1, so I'm about to take the first shot. Ah! that was my evolving yelling shit. I'm Rival Boxing Talk salute. My brother Mark in the fucking building, man. My brother Mark in the building. See, this is what I'm saying. My problem is, man, it's like, yo, they giving this kid all types of bullshit right now and acting like this kid obligations aren't what they supposed to be. He's talking about fighting this mandatory, and if he doesn't get to fight with Kambosos, what is he going to do? He wants to fight Devin Haney. For a guy that is moving exactly in the fashion that he is supposed to be moving in, I find it funny that y'all want him to revert back. But when it comes to other motherfuckers, what do you tell them? You got to work your way back to getting that spot. Don't nobody want to own the fact that that man sat there for 6 rounds and postured. Was this a fucking fashion show or was it a fight? Because all he did was model for 6 rounds. All I'm saying is, why are we putting pressure as fans on the sport when y'all never thought people had a chance? You never thought these kids could amount to this great Lomachenko, this pound for pound #1 king, this individual who y'all said you ain't seen nothing like him. He's better than Floyd Mayweather. And he goes out there joint and looks like my picture for the first 6 rounds. Shout out to Rod Salk. the same dude that was ready to fight for lineal unified titles against Danny Garcia, who ain't never fought outside of an Amish fucking barn. Shout out to my brother DJ, Speaking Mind Sports Talk in the motherfucking building. See, I have a real problem when, for me, because I can't speak for everybody else, but I truly have a real problem when I see energy shift, especially when it comes to fighters. Especially when it comes to fighters that I'm riding for, because I only ride for fighters that's doing the right thing. So I always know I'm landing in the right fucking spot. I can't speak for nobody else. But when it comes down to people shitting on this dude, shitting on these young dudes who they never even believed in. Well, when it comes to Teofimo, he did his thing. Shit on this kid who they never even believed in. Now he's supposed to run back and do all of y'all motherfuckers a favor. Was it about him or was it about you? Lomachenko sealed his own fate. I wouldn't revisit the shit right now. Why? Nothing showed me I should. And even the points where he was exhausted and he took parts of the rounds off in the 6th, 7th, 8th round, he didn't fully capitalize on it. He ended up getting beat up again in the 11th and the 12th. Face the facts, man. Face the facts. You got shocked. What a lot of y'all motherfuckers think is fight fans ain't really what it is. You need to take a closer look. Because what y'all think is the real thing probably ain't the real thing. Because a lot of these fans can campaign and go to these social media platforms, egg on these content creators and stuff like that and get them to shift opinion. Now this shit is actually becoming a conversation. Are you fucking kidding me? But that's where we at right now. That's where we starting off. D. Jeff, how you feeling, man? Anything you want to add on what I'm saying, man?
Hey man, I'm feeling great, and I'm loving the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, look, bro. I felt like a man on an island for so long with Teofimo Lopez. It's like every fight I'm arguing. You know what I mean? Every fight, oh, that fight won all that. He only did that to Tatley. Oh, that was just Magdaleno. That Japanese dude took him to the wire. Comey gonna knock him out, man. Just like you said, bro. They never gave this dude a chance. I listen to all kind of shit about. Uh, what do you think? He never seen a Lomachenko. You think he gonna win just going in there with that right hand and the shoulder roll? You know, all of this kind of stuff, man. And then when the kid do, what you guys figured was the impossible, and Lomachenko call it, my shoulder hurt. My shoulder hurt. Like, come on, man. Uh, you know what I was saying today on Two Hands on My Life? When before Wilder came out, before Skitty came out with that video, right? Before he
Mm-hmm.
came out, they was bashing the hell out of Wilder. He never even made the excuses. It was Young Pharaoh and all of these crazy channels. It wasn't him yet, but they was bashing the hell out of him. Lomachenko has been talking and actually making the excuses, and they still not holding the flame to him.
And that's the biggest problem for me, because it's like we put blinders on when in areas where we want to put blinders on. Man, fuck that. In my life, it ain't no picking and choosing. And if I haven't made that very clear since I've been fuck just my life, because all y'all are privy to this when it come to y'all. This is my life when it come to y'all, because this is where y'all fucking see me. But D, you know me on behind the scenes and you know me on the scenes. And anybody can tell you one thing about my life: where them lines always run. Them bitches run parallel.
Yes, sir.
I have never switched up. You can't go back and look up and say, oh, Two Hands is a flip flopping ass nigga. He felt this way about this fighter one day, and he's on some bullshit, and then he switched over and he started sucking these niggas' dick over here. Never happened. When it comes, my integrity is based off the integrity that I was raised with. I translate that to everything, and especially sports, because I was involved in it. So I have a different vibe when it comes to that shit. So when I see a young gunner on his Wilfred shit, on his Wilfred Benitez shit, I can't. How dare you? Because it's funny how the motherfucking, you always want to change the narratives. You didn't even, once again, you never wanted to put him in the ring with him. When he fought Masaroshi Nagatani, what y'all say about him? It was an abysmal performance. Y'all said the kid showed holes. But then he goes out and fights Felix Verdejo and puts on fucking probably fight of the year. And what do? Nobody, hold up, D. Did they say anything? Did they say anything about Teofimo Lopez after Masaroshi Nagatani went out there and fought Felix Verdejo? Did they say anything about him? Did they say, oh shit, this motherfucker the real deal? Were there any videos of in the masses of anybody in the YTBC talking about, yo, we should have reevaluated what we thought of Masaroshi Nagatani?
I ain't hear none of
Not
it.
fucking one. But I'm hearing all of this bullshit about the rematch. See, the thing is, you only want to put your respect where you want to put your respect, where it favors you, or your little ego stroke, or where you trying to see the game. The game ain't about where you're trying to see it. It's about what it's supposed to be and what it is. And one thing about the four corners, and that boxing ring, that's the place to where all of the bullshit stops and you make a person honest. Y'all motherfuckers are taking it to where you taking the honesty up out of it. Because as soon as he walk up out the ring and he get whooped, you always try to save face, you try to find a softer landing because maybe your prediction wasn't right, you little bitch ass niggas. Lion Slayer salute. Because your little prediction wasn't right, so you try to find a softer landing and you try to fucking land there. Or then you go and try to make a video about motherfucking the things that you probably can critique and a great win that he did, or the little fucking couple of things Lomachenko did in 3 or fucking 4 rounds and make that a case of why it needs to be another fight. But there are several reasons I can tell you why it shouldn't be. D. Jeff, real shit. If any fighter that you fuck with went in the fucking fighting for 6 rounds, that motherfucker stood there and just postured on the back foot and just stayed out the way and did some fake fighting from fucking mid to long range, what the fuck would you say about him after the fight?
He was scared. I would say he was scared. He was scared to get engaged. I mean, that's what I was thinking immediately. I was like, bro, what is Lomachenko doing? Because it was even shocking me that the dude won't do it more. You know what I mean? But I saw that
Right.
body. I saw that body shot. Teofimo, he nicked him upstairs and he came downstairs with a body shot. This was in the first round. He caught Lomachenko and knocked him back into the rope. Uh, After that, Lomachenko, like Smoke said, start practicing social distancing in the ring.
Hey, he act like Teofimo had COVID-19 in there. And that's my thing. So when y'all motherfuckers so when you try to apply so much pressure to a dude who really went in there and act like that motherfucker had SARS or some shit like that, was hella contagious and stayed all the way the fuck away, and now y'all motherfuckers, because once again, it goes back to the way you feel. The way you feel. It ain't about what it really is. Because what this motherfucker really, what did I, man, the one thing I preached about this whole boxing match that I hoped that would put in perspective for the entire world, because I clearly see him not getting the same respect Lomachenko has. But if you look at I don't care if Lomachenko went through a couple weight classes. You look at the level of opposition, comparably on both of their records, it ain't no different. And that's a fact. So at the end of the day, when people are sitting up there, they put Teofimo, they put him a couple of notches below where the fuck they put Lomachenko. Lomachenko was at the top of the mountain. Then when Teofimo knocked him off, they put this nigga on a plateau. They don't want to put him up there the way they put him up there. I would never do that because I've always been real. But all of these motherfuckers that were so starstruck with Lomachenko and a little bit of bullshit that he was doing because he's styling on Jason Sosa and he's styling on Nicholas Walters and he's styling on Mariaga and these dudes that I kept telling motherfuckers was not that great of fighters, man, because the level of talent is completely shifted. Man, Teofimo, I'm gonna get this straight. I'm gonna get this shit out right now, man. Teofimo don't owe that nigga shit. He cried about his shoulder, and once again, how did he beat Jorge Linares? With a fucked up shoulder. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear Haney tripping because he don't have a mind state and should be wanting to fight him, because what is the one thing Bud Crawford said after fucking Errol Spence got in an accident or after individuals lost? I don't want to take that motherfucker
Nope.
like that.
He said, I don't want him first. That's exactly what he said. He said, let somebody else get him. I don't want him because when I get him, I don't want it to be no excuse. I want to make sure he's 100%.
Absolutely. And then people don't understand why I have the gripe with Sean Porter losing to Errol Spence, and then people saying like that's the answer to motherfucking make Terrence Crawford everything. This is the same shit that I'm talking about with Teofimo Lopez. The flip-flopping got to stop. It should all be the same here. Like, yo, if you just came off a loss and this dude is if he's accelerating his career, is that going to benefit you to go fight the dude that just lost? Because as soon as a motherfucker lose, what's the first thing people say? They say he lost a step, he lost something, he need to get some shit back or some shit like that. They're not saying the person coming off a loss, he going to be on top of his fucking game and he going to get it right back, because he's got two different things. He's got two different levels of adversity he has to fight. He has to fight the mental and he has to fight the physical. And then on top of that, he's got to take all of that shit and put it all together. And then you think an individual that's young and smart and see the game, who had to come up under Floyd, come up under his father and everybody else, and he see it for what it is. It's just like, yo, I'm going to get this nigga leftover change. Oh, hold up. I get it. Okay, now you willing to motherfucking fight me because you took a loss and you realize I got a WBC belt, and that could automatically be your fucking end of what's going on with Teofimo again, so you can get back to him. But when I climbed up the charts, I had to fight Zabdulev and do all of that shit to get the WBC. What did you do? You took your stablemate over me. So fuck that. Fuck that. Take your motherfucking crocodile tears, put that shit in action, and shove that shit deep in your motherfucking back pocket.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you know, man, I'm telling you, two hands. I'm glad you're back, dog.
It's gonna be a spicy 2021.
I ain't realize, bro. I'm glad you're back, dude, because I was up, man. You coming out with that motherfucking fire, dog.
It's bullshit to me. It's bullshit, D. Because look, here's one of my biggest. This is the one of the biggest problems I got. Twitter.
Oh
Twitter. It's a mixture of both. But the thing about it is, motherfuckers let their nuts hang way different on Twitter, and that shit really bothers me, right? Because that's where the real crying, that's where the real crying and the real fucking crusade goes on, and the real fucking harassment of casual fucking stupidity, fucking motherfuckers constantly trying to nail jello to your wall and shit. Like
right.
that's where you get the real idiots at. And they constantly want to come at you and fucking like, yo, I put out one fucking tweet. Motherfuckers hit that bitch in less than a second. Guess what? Because it had their little pretty little bitch Lomachenko in it. Cause that's what he look. The way y'all act about this nigga. I equate him to a pretty little bitch. No disrespect to Slim, but that's the way y'all act about that nigga. Y'all act like y'all bought that nigga a bag, sent that nigga to the nail shop, dogged that nigga up, put him in some Montclair, and motherfucker met that nigga on a fucking date on a Friday fucking night. The way y'all treat this nigga after a motherfucking loss, after a clear loss, and then it's like, oh shit, he caught him with a couple shots in the sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth round. Like, give him a rematch. Fuck out of here, man. Devin Haney, jump in the ring with him. You ain't fought nobody. Right, he hasn't. But why the fuck you gonna fight a dead man already? I don't care what nobody say about Lomachenko right now. He dead. He dead. I'm not taking nothing away from him. What he needs to do and what nobody is saying while y'all chasing fucking Teofimo coaches is all he's gonna do is come in more advanced and come better than he did the last time. He need to take his ass down to 130. Seek and destroy down there because that's where he's more fitting at. 135 ain't meant for him. And the direction it's going in, it's not meant for him. And that's where people aren't being realistic. Black Dawn, salute. Lion Slayer, salute. Sergio Aguilera, salute. He need to go down to 130. 135 ain't for you. And for all of y'all motherfuckers, man, look, like we don't understand like how, like yo, we keep people out of the ring, and then we keep the right fight, the fights that should be happening. We got a tendency to keep them motherfuckers out of the ring, and the fights that shouldn't be happening. We got a funny way of motherfucking trying to usher the motherfuckers up in there, and making them feel like they have no choice. It is really fucking hard to me. Niggas know who should be out here fighting right now. Y'all motherfuckers want to take a step back, bro. It's plenty of clarity that we need in boxing. There is no clarity in the in the Lomachenko conversation that we need. I'm sorry, playback gang. So motherfucking feelings is gonna be hurt. But niggas is real emotional about this dude. Like niggas really be holding that nigga pocket while it's flipped inside out. Jovan Rodriguez, salute. Appreciate you, Brody. Yo, for real, I feel like motherfuckers walk around with motherfucking Lomachenko pocket inside out, bro, and they just pray on they like they just hang on this nigga every word, bro. And even when he makes his fucking mistakes, nobody holds him accountable to it. Period. This nigga's not fucking Jesus, man. He's a fighter that was completely overhyped, that is completely taking the shine away from something great that a young man just did that nobody ever wanted to give him credit for. And that is a problem for me. Because this is the direction that the fighting world needs to be going in. We need to be going in the direction of take the fucking leash off of him and put the muzzle on your motherfucking trap. I'm talking about the fucking fucked up ass fans. Take the muzzle off the fighter, put the muzzle on your trap. Because y'all slowing shit down. Y'all got like, yo, y'all operate like y'all own little deep state with the bullshit. Right or wrong. Motherfuckers excite corny shit. Y'all are about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, and y'all don't see the jokes right in front of your face. Y'all don't see that y'all don't see that they're trying to play y'all with this shit.
It's a game, fam. It's like a game, and I was saying, oh my gosh, bro. Like, look, all you got to do with this whole Ryan Garcia situation is follow Floyd Mayweather. Forget about Oscar, forget about Ryan, forget about Tank. Follow Floyd Mayweather. Man, until you hear Floyd talk, everything they doing, that's all it is talk. That's all it is talk. Because Floyd is going to decide that. And Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia talking about they standing an offer. Come on, guys. Come on. Floyd said that Tank was A side versus Teofimo Lopez. Do you think that they offering them going to be sending offers? What did Leonard Ellerby tell you people? Fuck that. They don't send us offers. We send offers.
The B side can't send the A side shit. Is his
Remember he said
exact
that to
words.
man? You know what I mean?
Those were his exact words. Nobody can send us anything. We're too fucking great. You know what I'm saying? We got Tampax Pearl over this motherfucker. We don't have no pads. Nobody sends us any fucking contracts.
That is exactly what he said. So it was all a hoax, bro. It was a clout chase. It was a clout chase, and if anything else, a duck on Devin Haney. Because that's what he should really be calling out, whether he get the fight or not. He took the WBC route. He took the interim spot. What you calling out little Tank Davis? You pulling out a Tank Davis. That's what you're doing.
That's exactly what that
Reincarnating
was.
man at 135. Pull up the
That
guy
was
from the lower weight class. That's all
facts.
you
That was
doing.
a fucking PBC move at its finest. Clap it up, Golden Boy, because you just pulled some fucking Floyd Mayweather Tank Davis shit.
Exactly.
You go, this is what they do. This is the move they try to pull on everybody. These motherfuckers go, they ain't did shit. They ain't fought no credible of fucking opponents. Look at their last fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. I don't give a fuck what you want to look at. They ain't fought no fucking credible opponents, and this is what they do. They give them one fight with one fucking guy they try to say is a fucking gold medalist, and he's rough and tumble, and he's been in there with Lomachenko, he's been in there with Linares, he's been in there with Mitchell, and damn near lost every one. And then what do? They put a fucking interim belt, or they put a WBA fucking regular belt, or they put a fucking belt from a different weight class, or they just take a WBC belt and throw it in there. Because you want to know what? What does a belt give you in boxing? It gives you credibility. But the difference is, the difference between the belt now and the belt then, going back from, I'd say, 2008, going on down, the motherfuckers don't put on and they don't earn it. There ain't no prestige with it half the time. You got to check the motherfucker and you got to check the belt. That's the problem. Y'all don't see that they putting motherfuckers in all of these fluffed ass title fights to make them look like they doing something. You call out a guy at 130. The world ain't paying attention to boxing like that. Let's call it what it is. This is facts. Boxing is a niche sport, small as a motherfucker.
All facts.
That's why, like, yo, niggas like me, say if boxing was comparable to the NFL, I'd be 100,000, 500,000 subscriber type nigga. We both would. But because it's such a small sport, and even the waves we making in such a small sport, like, that just says a lot about our channels. But at the end of the day, this shit, boxing ain't big like that. It's not. So it's so easy for you to fucking shield your bullshit over these motherfuckers, these so-called motherfuckers is interested in what's going on. No, they not. They're not the heartbeat to the shit. They don't pay attention. They really don't put their bid in. They really don't pay attention what weight class you in or not. If it's shiny, if it's flashy, if you just knock something out that's scrawny and motherfucking that just came in the ring with boxing gloves, you know, hey, that's appealing. He must be good. Because he has a fucking trinket on his shoulder.
Right.
But the one who wearing all of the fucking metal, who really had to fight somebody, he gets all of the critique in the world. Like, yo, it's crazy to me. Canelo, Teofimo, Naoya Inoue, even Inoue, Joshua, they all get more critique than anyone in the fucking game, and they will continuously, time and time again, and go out and prove themselves. I swear to God, I feel like these motherfuckers go out and prove themselves to the point to where motherfuckers, what the fuck they really gonna put themselves in harm's way? Really put themselves in harm's way.
Look, two hands. Do me this favor. Like down there with the other thing where it say D Jefferson, pop that up right quick. It's just a screenshot. And look, now I just pulled this video up a few days ago. That's why I tell you, great minds think alike. You see the title, right? No excuses. Vasil Lomachenko and Deontay Wilder deserve nothing for making excuses.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And then once again, and then the excuse he made, you beat a guy coming up in weight for that same excuse.
Right. So I'm telling you, man. When you and then I'm glad you mentioned the Bob Arum and Lomachenko. Oh, Lomachenko was just arrogant about it. Hey, I don't need a rematch. Bob Arum, he was like, let them worry about a rematch. So, but basically, both of them was in agreement. It's not like Bob Arum made Lomachenko do that.
Right.
They was in agreement.
His
Lomachenko,
confidence had him there.
right?
His confidence had him there. Lomachenko called him a clown. He said he was going to make it look easy. There were so many things that
Yep.
Lomachenko
He was
highlighted leading
hundred
up to that
percent.
fight.
He said he was 100%. He was going to send him crying in the corner to his daddy. All that.
That's why it's a fucking problem for me. And as I'm making this fucking video, D-Town blast salute my motherfucking guy. Fa fa.
Blast
And
him.
as I'm making this fucking video, you know, that led me to doing this fucking live first, it's just like, bro, it comes to the point where enough is enough. Enough is enough. Y'all motherfuckers been crying crocodile tears, filling up rivers, bruh. Filling up rivers. It feel like Hurricane Katrina out this motherfucker. Y'all crying so much tears out this bitch. A nigga drenched in them. For what? Because you can't handle what you saw. Because you were so comfortable and confident, just as well as he was confident that he would get it done. And no matter what motherfuckers told you, you never thought that there was a chance he stood a fucking chance. Because y'all put him up on a pedestal somewhere he sat on Mount Olympus with fucking Zeus and fucking every fucking other god up that bitch. Bring it down. Simple as that. Come back down to fucking earth, man. I don't want to hear about the shoulder no more because I already dead at that. And I wasn't even going to say nothing. If motherfuckers already knew, which, you know, certain people going to know and others didn't, I didn't hear nobody bring that shit up. But the nigga sold you the fight with fucking Linares with a hurt shoulder. I didn't hear him complaining about that when he won. I didn't hear him say, man, my shoulder was fucked up. I beat Linares with a fucked up shoulder. He just, so what I'm saying in that, I'm saying is you willing to take the fucking W when you hurt, but when you take the fucking L, you got to bring it up like it's a problem. Bitch shit. Unrivaled boxing in the building. Salute. Mark, what's goody?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Of course.
Yo, what's poppin'? Thanks for having me on, mate. How's
Or
things?
anytime. Family.
How's things, man?
Everything's
What's
great,
up?
man.
What's up,
I'm gonna
Mark?
take this. I'm gonna take this
Everything
shot
good.
real quick for my Irish brother, man. I'm gonna take this shot real quick for my Irish brother, man. As always, man, it's a Jameson kind of night.
Ah, shit.
Jameson kind of night, you know.
Yo, little tiny Jameson bottle.
Yeah, man. That's all I drink, man. I get four of them. I get four of them a night. That's equal to a motherfucking half pint. I'm good.
There you go, man. That'll do
I'm
the
good.
stuff. That'll do the
Yeah,
stuff.
man. Just enough to, you know what I'm saying, give me a nice little nightcap. Because if I drink any more than that, if I get to the fifth, yeah, it's really gonna be a bad Reaper Gang radio
Yeah,
episode. Don't
I
get me
work for
started.
you, dog. One of them bottles, I'm done.
Yeah, I ain't the biggest drinker in the world, but when I do, you know, I gotta stay within, you know, my comfort zone. Is anything outside of that? I'm really not trying to be fucking praying to the porcelain god, breaking my ribs, dry heaving and shit. It's happened before. Just saying.
Oh, damn.
I don't really throw up. I just get belligerent and
Yeah,
wild.
yeah. See, first comes the belligerent, wild, drunk shit. I'm not destructive. I'm a happy drunk, but I'm too honest. But after that, the aftermath comes to probably a cracked rib from the dry heave and from the alcohol. Yeah, I've done that before. That shit ain't pleasant.
Yeah, I've never cracked a rib from drinking.
Yeah, I have. That was a wild night. I went to the hospital and everything. Woke up,
I
had all
did, I
type of
did, I did fracture my ass though from drinking.
shit.
True story, bro. When I was like 15, I fractured my tailbone doing a cannonball into the bathtub at a
Ooh,
house party.
ooh, yeah,
So
yeah.
like
That
they had a They had like it wasn't a bathtub, it was a hot tub, right? Outside.
Mm.
And I climbed up onto the trees and like had those armbands on, for beginning swimmers.
Yeah. The
And I
little
dived about
floaties.
20 feet doing a cannonball and fractured my ass.
Hey man, the shit that we do, man. The shit that we do. That shit made me think about that one
That's
dude.
hilarious, bro.
Yeah,
I had
man.
a
That thing.
cast on my ass for a week, bro.
You
I
ever
had it
seen that
built into
fucking
it.
video of the fucking one guy? It was fucking like free. It was fucking like it was like below fucking zero outside. This dude is outside being recorded. He jumps off his fucking diving board. Fucking the fucking pool is frozen, and he fucking does a cannonball and cracks his whole ass on that bitch. The fucking ice doesn't even give. That motherfucker was wincing. He was
That's,
fucked up.
that's funny as fuck, bro.
So you gotta be a fucking idiot. All right. That shit was hilarious. That
It's
shit was
funny how
hilarious.
people do that on ice and think it's gonna crack, right? And it don't. But then
Yeah, man.
somebody will take one step on a piece of ice and like the
They
entire
go into
surrounding
that
area
shit.
will just
Perception and reality is fuck. And normally it works completely in the opposite way in which you're thinking. So it is just yeah, man. Fucking with ice and yeah, I tend to stay away from that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can swim, but I don't know about swimming in no ice cold water.
Hell nah. Like what would make a person, excuse me, whew, breathing fire over here. What would make a person want to jump in an ice cold anything?
Uh, I can answer that actually, because I actually do that. I like ice swimming.
But you white, Mark. You got a different like you
Well, wait,
go
hold on, hold on. D Jeff just said he can swim. He black, bro.
no, I can swim too. But what I'm saying
No,
is you said
no, you
swim in the
can't.
cold. You said in the cold. As I said, like, like, look, man, all of my white friends, them motherfuckers will put on a hoodie and come outside in shorts. 20 fucking degrees outside. I can't do that shit. My black ass, I'm a little bit more tropical. I need a little bit something set around about 65, 70. That'd be real perfect. But when you're talking 30, 20 below, I'm out that bitch like a penguin with my arms out,
It's
waddling and
it's
shit to the
great, bro.
car.
But it's so like for me, it's like a test of like mentality.
Oh, it is though. It really is. I've
Like,
had I've
and
jumped in
I
hot
feel
tubs
great
and shit like
afterwards.
that,
By the
but
way, when you come out of there and you're done and shit, it's like doing cryotherapy, bro.
it truly is because like after football, we always have to jump in the hot tub and shit, high school and shit like that. But it's just like, yo, the thought of me doing it on my fucking leisure, yo, y'all might want to motherfucking check me in somewhere and see if I'm all right because two hands probably fucking lost it. I'm all the way somewhere out there in the quasars and shit. I don't know. Have me get a toxicology report and all of that because it's probably some illicit substance in my fucking system right now. I can't be held responsible. Boxing source salute. Can't be held responsible. I won't be held responsible. So yeah,
Uh,
man. I just yeah, cold weather is not for me. I go outside right now. It's probably like what? I'm in Maryland right now, and it's probably about fucking 35, maybe fucking 40 degrees outside. I'm out that bitch in two jackets and a vest. The life of a skinny nigga.
yeah, I'd walk out there, bro. I'd walk out there shortless.
See what I'm saying? Now I do that shit when I like if it's hot in my house or some shit like that, I will walk outside in the fucking cold for a minute just because it's hot as fuck. But outside of that, you're not just going to catch me just coming outside knowing it's fucking cold, fucking with minimal layers. I gotta have. I told you I'm gonna be out that bitch with both of my arms out waddling to my vehicle trying to get my keys in the car, but I can't because my arms are stuck straight out left and right. You gonna catch me?
Okay, I get you. Nah, bro, I just kind of like grew up in a cold and wet and windy area, like in Ireland. So, like, long story short was, when I was a kid, I just went out and in a fucking t-shirt and shorts 24/7, bro. It didn't matter if it was, it didn't matter if it was like 80 degrees or if it was like -10.
That comes with like you just used to the shit. See,
Yeah,
Maryland, Maryland, we have like we have harsh, we have like sometimes we might get a fucked up, we might get some fucked up weather. Like when it gets cold, but it don't get cold to where it's like unbearable and shit like that. And if it is, I'm never subjected to it. But it's always like it never gets too like Maryland is like the perfect spot because you don't see none of the fucking natural disasters for real, and it don't get too fucking cold, and it never gets too fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst thing we got down this bitch is humidity. That's about it.
That's fair. That's fair. So enough talking about the weather. Let's talk about this
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
boxing.
Yeah, man. Back to the boxing. Enough with the weather. But it's something everybody can understand. Because we got a lot of motherfuckers that like being hot. We got a lot of I don't know about you motherfuckers that like being cold. Y'all are weird.
Hey,
Hello. Hey, shout out to the weird and centric people in the world too.
I need to be cold though, bro, because like I run hot naturally because I'm a big dude.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's true.
if
But
it's
yeah, man.
70, if it's 70 for you, to me that feels like 90, right? But 40 will feel like 60.
Yeah, you definitely got some different shit going on over there. But all right, man. Yeah, back to the bullshit. So, Mark, how do
Yes,
you
sir.
feel? How do you feel about the people and their outcries for Lomachenko getting a rematch right now, and the fact that like let's be realistic here. And I'm not trying to speak for you, but I'm just speaking on what I've witnessed leading up to this match and after this match. We've seen people pretty much when Tiafimo was chasing this guy's coattails in the infancy when before people even thought of this guy who is Tiafimo. Then, when it came to him even wanting to fight him, and his dad was saying what he was saying, pretty much thought his dad was eccentric. No, fuck that. They thought his dad was a straight up fucking nut for even thinking the way he was thinking and being as ambitious as he was. They didn't even give him a chance to. It was even to the point to where nobody even felt as though this man should even share the ring with him. Now that the fight has happened, now that it's over with, now that we've got videos of fucking security guards egging it on, we're on Twitter, we see what people are saying on Twitter and stuff like that about the rematch. How do you fucking feel? Because for me, I feel as though you thought of it, you had it one way, you could never conceive it. You never thought it would happen. Then it happens. Now it sounds like a bunch of crocodile tears. But how do you feel about the way people are feeling towards Tiafimo right now and saying you should give him a rematch and all that other bullshit?
Well, on one standpoint, I think Loma's still the hardest fight out there for him at 135 in a
Mm-hmm.
rematch. I think Loma would start earlier and it'd be a harder fight. But at the same point, you rest by your laurels and what you say.
Mm.
If you're too good for him that you don't need a rematch clause, why do you need a rematch?
My point
Because
exactly.
you weren't too good, right? That's the reason why he needed a rematch. He wasn't too good, and he lost. As far as other people saying he has to rematch him or he's a coward or whatever, fanboyism is fanboyism. Um, retardation is retardation, and people can say and do whatever they choose to. I don't prescribe to it. I've said many times I don't particularly want to see the rematch. I don't mind it. I do think Loma's the best opponent still, unless he goes to 140. But I'd rather see something new. And I'd like to see Loma return down to 130, where I think we're going to see the best of Lomachenko. To be perfectly honest, that's him at his best. That's his best way. And a fight I'd love to see way. These are two fights, right? At lightweight, the best fight for Tiafimo is still Loma, and nothing else would, to me, be a better fight or more competitive than Loma and Tiafimo at lightweight. But I'd rather see Burchelt versus Lomachenko and then
I
Tiafimo
feel the same
Lomachenko the
way.
rematch. I want to
That
see that come forward, aggressive, crazy ass Burchelt take big, massive swings on Loma and Loma's boxing skills against him.
that's a cracker. And realistically, I feel like that's a fight he could jump right into. And and truly, and this is my thing. Like, looking at the landscape, I was just saying that pretty much what you were saying probably like 10 minutes ago. If you look at the landscape of 135, the size of the individuals are there and what's pretty much taking place up there. Honestly, I don't want to see Lomachenko at 135. If he fights Teofimo, that's cool. But at the same time, it's just like I want to see a fighter at where he's best at. And for me, in my thought process, I feel as though Lomachenko is best at 130, and there's a lot of action for Lomachenko at 130. I don't feel like, it's over for the guy, not one bit, but I feel like, we'll get the best Lomachenko at 130 pounds, and we'll get the best visually out of a Lomachenko if we get to witness him in like a Miguel Burchell. I think that's what it should be. Just like I feel like the real fight should be Miguel Burchell and Javante Tank Davis.
100%, 100%. So, from my own point of view on the feelings, man, there's a lot of men out here who have way too many feminine feelings.
Tell me about it.
Way too many. Sorry.
Like, I
I'm
truly
just thinking.
feel like
Go ahead.
I honestly feel like the feminine ways are truly getting in the way and fucking cock blocking the sport. I'm saying that by saying this because I've witnessed over the past couple of years since I've started my channel. My channel is probably only roughly 2 years old. I've witnessed motherfuckers in their opinions stonewall fights. I've witnessed people sit up there and just completely just block shit by just their opinion and shit and completely stir up a whole bunch of controversy, stir up nonsense and propaganda. Like, like a prime example, Glovegate. One individual who has nothing to do with fucking boxing can come in and say something about shit that he knows absolutely nothing about and completely set in the whole fucking boxing world in a fucking uproar. Like, it's the same. It's no different than the situations that we're dealing with now with a lot of these fighters. It's a lot of these emotional fucking channels and a lot of these emotional fans that are fucking acting like they're accountants, acting like they're fucking they promoters and all of this other shit instead of being fans. I think it's getting to a time to where we need to get back to being fans first. Because if I'm looking at the climate of boxing and a lot of weight classes, a lot of great things that happen in 2021, but the downfall will be fucking fan opinion and motherfucking the channels that support that shit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a madness, isn't it?
It,
Let's look at that. Like one individual you mentioned, I won't mention a name, but remember how that person said, um, he needed help with funding towards the legal case against Tyson Fury over Glovegate. Remember that? And
yep.
people were sending donations for legal fees. Now I've got a question, Two Hands. Where's that legal case?
Mm. That's my, and I was just saying that earlier too. I said it's funny to me how Shelly Finkel was talking about a trilogy match, but at the same time he cheated. Mark Breland spiked the water. There was so much other shit. He's got a dead in the head, but you're looking to fight him again. It's the most asinine, stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. And like these are the fucking type of people that we have hanging on to this shit. Like there are people clamoring on and thinking like, wow, the trilogy. Like if somebody cheated you and they cheated you twice the way you're trying to convey it, why are you trying to fucking fight them again instead of filing a fucking case and filing your grievances about fucking how you were treated and mistreated in the fucking boxing ring? Because this is the thing. We don't play with fucking cheating in boxing. We've seen we know the Lou Resto story. We know what happened to Billy Collins, rest in peace. We know all of the shit with Margarito and Shane Mosley. We know all of the shit that goes with boxing. So to sit up there and act like you're just gonna fucking take a fight after your water's been spiked, you on some kind of muscle relaxer, you got a dent in your head, fucking he had floppy gloves, he was shifting them bitches up and fucking down, all types of shit like he a sock 'em bopper. Like, come on, bro. Get up off of it. And
Pretty
you're
much,
talking
man.
about a trilogy?
Pretty much, man.
Cancerous shit, man.
Man,
Let
this
me
shit
say
is
something
ridiculous.
real quick.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I made a video on this earlier. Give it a check if you can. Essentially, long story short for me is I believe Wilder's team wanted the rematch, the third fight, the trilogy. I believe they wanted that. I think Wilder made a very big mistake in backing up what his fans have been saying for months. And the reality of it is, I believe his fans have cost him the third fight $20 million.
Oh, they definitely did because it goes like this: you disrespected this, you disrespected this, you disrespected this. You disrespected this people. You disrespected him as a person. And you're slandering his fucking name while you're out there calling him a cheat. And at the same time, you're looking for a rematch. So everybody that's listening in and people that are going to catch this on the playback, that shows you what type of idiocy we're fucking dealing with. That you could say so much about an individual and think that this motherfucker is going to want to warrant you or even jump in the fucking ring with you and enhance the fucking minuscule motherfucking level of fame that you fucking already fucking had. It's already shocking to me. Like if we just look at boxing in a whole, and basically what I've grown up on and Mark, and you know all of the history of boxing that your family showed you that you talked about, and everything that you're up on now, everything that we've seen in the fucking boxing world. To sit up here and say if we would just go back to the fucking 90s, the mid early fucking 90s, from 96 on down. So let's say fucking 85 to 95. Could you ever fucking fathom a Deontay Wilder walking away with at least $75 million for his contributions to fucking the sport right now? Never.
Absolutely not. I'll be honest with you. Deontay Wilder in the 90s wouldn't have got anywhere near a world title.
He wouldn't have been able to smell the leather.
Like, could you imagine him on the come up in the mid to late 90s, and you have to actually get your top 10 level opposition, and he's thrown into the ring with David Tua?
I can fucking never see it. Like, dude, the dude wouldn't last two fucking rounds with fucking anybody at that fucking time. It's bad enough that we watch this dude fucking live his life off of cab drivers, and then we still have people to this day, that will sit up there and say this guy is a broad medalist, so he had to go fucking 31 fights on a fucking learning curve before he had his first title fight. I've never heard of any shit like that in my fucking life. It just shows you the level of boxing fans that we're dealing with right here, and it shows you why these promotional outfits, the ones that don't care, the ones that are gonna manipulate the minds of the fucking stupid, it just shows you why they do the things that they do.
Two
Because
hands.
y'all motherfuckers allow it.
Two hands. Can I throw a couple of fantasy fights at you guys? 90s heavyweights versus Wilder.
Do
Just a
you
couple.
think?
Right. How do you and D see Wilder versus Prime Shannon Briggs going?
He wouldn't make it out the first round. Shannon in the early 90s, he liked to get started quick. And Wilder doesn't fucking operate with anything but the fucking right hand, and he fucking poshes with his hands low. Shannon would have got inside. Shannon would have knocked him out. He would have wanted to get in his chest, get intimate quick, hook his ass to sleep.
What do you think, D? Okay. What about Wilder versus Donovan Razor Ruddock?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I see that as a first round knockout as well. Overwhelming fucking aggression. The fucking, Razor Ruddock's physique alone, you know what I'm saying, would be imposing the fucking wildest fucking teenage mutant chicken, fucking teenage mutant ninja chicken legs, put him on the back foot and slept his ass. I just gotta understand, you're dealing with fucking heavyweights right now that aren't fucking waiting to bide time with you. They're fucking gonna get on you, and they fucking overwhelm with fucking punch combinations. Razor Ruddock fucking hands are heavy as shit, and he's fucking busy. So those are all of the things that work against a fucking
Now,
Deontay Wilder.
here, here's one other, right? Now, I haven't been naming the number one guys like Bo, Lennox, Evander, Mike, right? But I'm doing the next guys, right? What about Michael Douglas versus Wilder?
He still would have got slept.
He would have got
He's
beat the shit out of him,
he
bro.
would have
The
got the shit beat
speed
out
of
of him.
Michael Douglas would kill him.
He wouldn't have been able to. He wouldn't have known what if people thought he looked like fish out of water with fucking fury. Dokes would have schooled him, and that's the problem. Like, these are the things that the fighters today, aren't really motherfucking exploiting. This is the sad part, Mark. When I watch a fight with Deontay Wilder and Johan Duhaupas, and I'm saying that's the way you beat fucking Wilder right there. That's fucking sad.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad that Johan Duhaupas had the blueprint to beat Deontay Wilder by walking him down with a fucking high guard, putting him on the back foot, fucking corner him, and fucking trying to hook him to death. It's fucking sad. Like, but these are the times we're living in right now.
I think Wilder, though, can count himself blessed about Povetkin's Maldonium case at the start of the Maldonium shit with Russia,
Yeah.
because I think Wilder's career would have been cut short there and then. And
Oh
not
yeah.
only do I think that, if you go back in time and you go back to just after he beat Audley Harrison, Wilder had agreed a fight on Frank Warren's show against Derek Chisora, and he then caught a case apparently having strangled a woman, and they settled it out of court. But because of that, he wasn't able to have the fight. Now you go back to 2014, Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder at that time. He may have lost there and then.
He would have lost because Chisora would have walked him down. And the thing about Chisora is Chisora doesn't mind being hit. One thing I can say about Chisora, where he operates it, and it's one of those things you can't teach. You can't teach heart. I can say a lot of shit about Chisora, and even in the situation with the stool and all of that. But one thing about Derek Chisora is that motherfucker is willing to fucking take punishment, but he's more than willing to fucking apply pressure to get a fucking victory. And he will continuously stalk you and stalk you and stalk you until he can fucking lay a hand on you, and he won't stop. And that's the thing, Deontay Wilder isn't used to. He's so used to people going in there, posturing, and waiting for him to throw the first shot and then to operate and get comfortable through the rounds off of that because they have no confidence in themselves, so they move like that. A person like Derek Chisora is going to come in there confident. He's not going to give a fuck about who you think you are. He's realistically going to observe you for who you truly are, and he's going to put all the pressure in the world on you. And I would see Deontay Wilder possibly losing that fight because when it comes to a person who is skilled in pressure, that's the area that Deontay Wilder lacks in. And this motherfucker, he don't have the fucking legs to prevent people from stalking him. He don't even know how to move. Like, he don't know the first thing to do with his legs. He's so used to being able to stand in one spot and just throw one shot and be able to connect with it. Like, yo, it was the saddest thing in the world. It was the saddest day in fucking boxing was watching Luis Ortiz go fucking 7 rounds, punching this fucking guy in the fucking face, pity patting him for 7 rounds, and this man not hit him with one shot just to fucking throw one bomb and knock him out and have fucking Luis Ortiz face down, ass up. This is
Oh,
the
you
type of
mean when he
boxing we're
split?
subjected to.
Are you talking about when Wilder split Ortiz's weave?
Oh yeah, fucking put a whole new part in his fucking head.
That was the funniest thing in the world, dude. He actually split his weave.
I ain't never seen the motherfucker sit Indian style while they was laying on their fucking back. That's some new shit. And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like how it's like that like yo, when everybody was like, yo, that was one of Wilder's best knockouts. That was one of the darkest moments in boxing for me. Because while everybody is fucking endorsing the knockout and enjoying the knockout, I'm looking at shit for what it truly is. This dude didn't do anything but posture with his hands by his fucking waist, spread with wide fucking legs and wide arm, welcoming shots until he threw one right straight and connected and knocked this dude out. I said, if this isn't the most fugazi shit I ever fucking seen, I don't know what else to fucking call it. Like,
Yo, I actually just thought of one more fantasy fight, and something dude from the 90s, more the 2000s, right? How would
yeah.
Wilder have got on against prime Chris Ford?
Man, what? Man, Chris Bird would have styled on him. This is the thing. I love Chris Bird, right? Because Chris Bird was the most fluent motherfucking he was the most fluent heavyweight at the motherfucking time. He was super slick. He might not have had fucking all the power. He might not have had power and all of that
Well, he
shit.
did have
But
power. He had some.
he exactly. He had some, and he was an amazing superior, high level fucking boxer with a high IQ with Slick, who really used the sweet science and every element of it. So that's something that would truly fucking stifle Wilder and have him looking dizzy and stupid in the ring while he's getting his fucking head beat in. Chris Bird, that was my dude.
I think Board stalls all over Wilder, bro. Stalls all over.
Oh yeah, no question. Carlos Rosado salute, no question. Fucking Chris Bird makes that shit look so fucking easy, like a caveman could do it.
I've got so many fantasy fights for Wilder. It's ridiculous. Like,
And the crazy thing is, all of the fantasy fights you could picture for Wilder would clearly be punchlines, and it would just be of comedic value because all you would do is watch this motherfucker get his ass whooped and look dizzy.
do you want something that's gonna even sound funny? Just funny. Wilder
Hey,
versus Oleg Maskoyev. Straight up, bro. Oleg could fight. You remember Oleg Maskoyev fucking up Rockman?
yes, sir. Oh my
There's another
god.
dude, Hasim Rockman, with that one punch quitter power.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let the Rock from DC catch you one time on your motherfucking chin. You going night night straight
And
to
I'll
sleep.
tell you a man who would have killed Wilder, right? Killed him. And people will think I'm crazy because they only remember one thing about him, but they don't realize Wilder's one punch won't work in this fight. Oliver McCall.
Oh yeah, Oliver McCall would have killed him. Even with all this motherfucking wild shit, Oliver McCall would have styled on and made it look easy. Because it's crazy that you say Oliver
Even with
McCall.
Wilder could punch him 100 times in the head, and he'd just break his hand. That dude's chin is granite.
Look at his fucking head. That bitch look like it's made out of fucking Black Panther vibranium.
He's still fighting right now, and he's still never been dropped.
Hold on, you mean to tell me Oliver McCall is still fighting right now?
Yeah, only like last year, like 2019, he was still fighting, bro, and he's still never
Oliver,
been dropped.
yeah, like Oliver McCall, like that's the thing. When you can have fucking mental issues and shit like that, and let Lennox Lewis punch you all up in your head and not even budge while you pacing around the ring with a fucking problem and shit. While Lennox Lewis,
And Lennox was a huge puncher.
he's like, yeah, he's confused. He's like, I'm punching this guy, and this dude is just having a whole conversation with himself, walking away from me. Like, yo, yeah, like the only thing Wilder, like, he wouldn't stand a chance. The crazy thing is, like, yo, like Oliver McCall would be a top heavyweight right now.
With that
Easy.
chin and those skills, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Easy. Easy. Chris Bird would be fucking amazing right now. Amazing.
Imagine a fight between Chris Ford and Usyk. That'd be sick.
Oh my God, that would be a hell of a fight.
That's
I would
beautiful.
love to see that.
That's a beauty right
Because
there, isn't
you're
it?
talking about two fucking hoppy fighters. One dude is more finesse but fluid in his footwork, and you talking about a guy who likes to come forward on his fucking feet 24/7, but has good footwork too, and knows how to move. That would be a hell of a fight. It's fucking like Usyk's like to pour it on, and fucking Chris Bird like to pick you apart.
Usyk also does. Like, a lot of people don't realize that, but Usyk loves picking people apart. For
Combination
example,
puncher, man.
yeah, and not only that, I haven't seen anybody work a guard the way Usyk does in a very long time. He dissects guards.
Yeah, he does, and he's meticulous with his punches too. Like he knows the punch around the glove. He knows how to perfectly punch through the glove. Usyk knows how to put his punches together well, and his placement is on point. Like that would be a hell of a fucking fight, man. Like a hell of a fight. That's why like I've been craving like a Beeve Hall versus a better Beeve. I've been craving shit like that because I'm like, that's the shit people don't understand that would fucking really change the landscape of boxing forever. And people don't know. A real fucking slobber knocker in boxing will bring that shit back to the pinnacle of the respect level that it's supposed to be.
You know what? Like, there is a fight that's gonna be a slobber knocker, bro, and it's already set. And that's Joe Smith Jr. and Maxim Blasov. That shit's gonna be fire.
Woo!
Fire.
I love Joe Smith Jr. Blue collar, motherfucker, own his own fucking tree fucking cutting company, and in the spare time he knocking motherfuckers' heads off. That is my motherfucking dude. When he went out there and he fucking knocked out a later Alvarez, I was fucking on my fucking feet screaming. Like I was like, because you know everybody had a later going in there and finishing him. I was like, man, you can't count Joe out, bro. Joe
Hey,
a hard
hey,
motherfucker.
just check my prediction video on that for you. I called the round.
It's fucking insane. J Blue, salute. Miguel, salute. This nigga said Wilder versus Andrew Gulata. I got Andrew Gulata by a country mile. You talking about you talking about the king of fucking dirty boxing tactics. You
A lot of get nah. I've got Wilder by DQ.
oh shit.
Like a
Wilder
lot of. Go ahead,
sleeps
D.
you. I think Wilder sleeps Houston.
You think Wilder sleep Usyk?
I think Wilder sleeps Houston. I think if AJ is forced to drop that belt, and of course Houston could be fighting for it, even talking about Wilder and shit. Say Wilder get the chance to be two-time champion, fight Usyk. I think he sleeps him. No cap.
Mm. See, see the thing is, I can't say that I don't see that happening because this the thing, man. When I watch Usyk at fucking heavyweight, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw a guy that fucking is a front foot fighter that motherfucking had to focus on, had to focus on winning the fight on fucking retreat the first half and then the motherfucking second half fucking stealing fucking rounds, like and tiring the guy out. Like I don't know if he's really because I haven't seen him really get punched yet. I don't know if he's motherfucking I don't know if he can handle a fucking punch. Like, and it's gonna get to a point to where I don't know if Usyk is gonna be able to use his motherfucking footwork to get out of trouble with some people. And Wilder's long as shit, so he can catch him. But the nigga Usyk, I don't know if Usyk will give him a chance though. I think Usyk will just take away the reins real quick. But he got to get there too. So I see where D coming from. It's just I don't know. It's just like I'm looking at one fighter that's got a hell of a lot of skill, and I'm looking at a fighter that just completely is unorthodox with just some street fighting shit. Like I don't know. But if anything, I love to see it.
I'd love to see it. But I'm gonna like. I don't see Wilder getting the opportunity that way. And the only reason I don't see it is he's not ranked with the WBO.
True, true. Yeah, it's like I don't know if I know Usyk wants that fight, but I don't know if the handlers around Wilder would even let him take that fight for real. Like he's already coming off of a fucking devastating loss, and pretty much, what if Usyk jumps in there and he just goes 12 rounds and embarrasses him? That's the end of it. That's the end of it. I don't know. PBC is so precautious with the things that they do with their fighters. It almost makes me believe like, yo, would would fucking Deontay Wilder fight Alexander Usyk? Would he? That's the big question. Because I don't know if he really would.
What was the question? I didn't hear.
I said, would Deontay Wilder truly fight Alexander Usyk? Would he? Because I really don't know if he really would.
He may do because he may have no other options for a title. So if he had the opportunity, but I just don't see it really happening. He's not ranked.
Yeah.
Like, and if Usyk fights for the vacant, it's going to be against either number two or number three, which is Parker or Joe Joyce.
Yeah, I think Usyk is pretty set in stone on what he wants to do. Boxing source salute. I think Usyk is pretty set in stone on what he want to do, and that's go after that WBO. But see, the thing about it is, if I was Usyk in the way I've explained it before, I said this. I'm like, look, man, do you want to motherfucking have a belt attached to motherfucking something, or do you want to have a motherfucking belt that fucking means and weighs absolutely nothing? Because if you're talking about you want to exercise your motherfucking mandatory right now, when you know the fucking biggest fight fucking the world has seen and God knows fucking how long since Mayweather and fucking Pacquiao is about to take place, and you think that you're gonna exercise that mandatory, Joshua gonna drop that bitch on you. Because everybody know where he fucking stands, and he'll probably get back to you. If you want to stand in the way of that, I don't, you know what I'm saying, see it happening. I feel like Usyk should just go ahead and motherfucking take some fucking bread and just see what happens at the end of it and just line himself to just go ahead for the undisputed fight after it's done. If I was in Usyk's position, that's what I'd do. But who's to say he wants to wait that long? Who's to say how the mediation's going to go? And who's to say, I don't know. You know, every fight is different. And most fighters like to stay busy, especially fighters like him.
Mm. Well, look, one reason I do respect Usyk was that after his post fight against Chisora,
Right.
the interviewer said to him, "So, what's the plan to be a heavyweight champion?" And he says, "No, not heavyweight champion, undisputed heavyweight champion." Like that shit hit a different chord with me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he damn sure did say that.
Yeah, that shit hit mad different. When he said
That's
that shit,
different.
that
Like
shit hit different.
even if he doesn't achieve it, that's what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And not enough fighters are doing that. Like the man's already been an undisputed champion, 100%. Like
And
in
had to go
facts,
in
not
foreign
theory, was
territories to
undisputed
get every
champion.
belt. Mm-hmm.
The first four-belt cruiserweight undisputed champion in history.
Facts. And he had to do it in everybody else's backyard. So that speaks
And
to a
then,
testament of his character.
not only that, how many times do you hear in modern boxing undisputed champions, but then undisputed champions defending their undisputed title?
Right.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
He defended it against Bellew, bro, in Bellew's
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
Like,
And Bellew was giving him hell too. Like,
Bellew go fighter.
yeah, Bellew ain't no fucking scrub. Now I was just saying I don't know about he said Usyk has a better chance of beating Fury than AJ. I was like, I don't know about I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, like, if you're looking at it from a fucking boxer standpoint for real, but Tyson Fury does something. Tyson Fury does a thing to where he don't allow people to motherfucking exercise that ability, especially fucking somebody who is coming up there that hasn't really proven to have crack in that division. I think motherfucking Tyson Fury would just motherfucking lay his weight on him and fucking use that 273 like he usually does when motherfucking things come out of his way to where he can control it. So I don't know. I don't know if Usyk fares better than Anthony Joshua when it comes to Tyson Fury because he's not a heavyweight. What do y'all think?
I mean, some people kind of bring up the thing about Usyk training against or sparring against Vladimir Klitschko, but that's like two different avenues. I think that with Fury, he's gonna try to outthink Usyk in the ring. So it's not just his size, but he can also move well in the ring too. So it's with Usyk, it's like, yeah, Usyk could probably move well, but so can Fury. So that's like almost like a bigger man versus a littler man with the same amount of skills.
The hard part for Usyk against Fury, and it's a very hard part, is that reach.
Yeah, that's and he knows how to use it well.
He does. And my thing is, Usyk's very good mid range and nip and tuck and everything, right? Very good nip tuck move around fighter. Not really predominantly front footed or back footed. If Fury goes on the back foot, Usyk has to get past that jab.
And that's the thing.
Usyk's main offense is walking. Like, he is actually an offensive fighter, and he likes to walk off of guards. That's why Chisora didn't have a high guard. He normally does. He got rid of the high guard because and same with Bellew, he normally had a high guard, and he dropped it too because if you allow Usyk to play on blind spots, he'll fuck your ass up. Fury don't play with a high guard.
Ever.
When's the last time you seen Tyson Fury high guard?
He doesn't. And to be perfectly honest, it's like, why does he need the high guard? He's already bigger than everything. He's not really in a position where he has to use something like that. For real. And then even when people are fucking, like, even when Otto Wallen was fucking up on him and put that pussy on his forehead, he still wasn't using the high guard. He'd rather use his weight, lock down up underneath the arms and hooks, and hold him up then fucking put his hands in front of his face. Like I don't know Fury to use no fucking high guard, man.
Yeah, so like I think Joshua will has a better chance of beating Fury, obviously, because some of the things Joshua does well, they're really good against Fury. He has a very good job, and he's not completely overwhelmed in the reach statistics. He's strong, physically powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a beautiful mid-range combination puncher. And he's way better mid-range combination than Tyson is. And if Tyson wants to use his clinch game, which he's definitely better at than Joshua, he has to come through that mid-range, and that's the dangerous area.
Right.
Well,
Like
that
my thing is, go ahead, boxing sword.
well, that and Joshua is a very good counterpuncher. Yeah, Fury has to come up with the answer to that. So we'll think twice about coming in close because the best punch that Joshua has is the uppercut.
Yeah. So that's why it's just like, an instance where Fury, likes to take his rounds off or whatever. First thing he likes to do is he likes to get close, get up on you and push that weight up on you. My thing is, man, with Joshua having that strong core and them strong legs, you're not gonna be able to get up on him and fucking do that same shit you do with everybody else. He's gonna motherfucking throw you off of him, pivot off of you. And if he's consistently working on, if he's consistently working on fighting on the outside and fighting in rhythm, you're gonna have to deal with other areas of the game that might be unfamiliar to Fury. I don't know. This fight, like I really want this fight to come to fruition because it's a couple of areas where in both fighters where you see them where you think, okay, it's clearly 50 fucking 50. But there are certain things that can happen in the fight to where it like leaves you in the realm of the fucking unknown. To where you're gonna have to need to see it twice. But whatever it's gonna be, the bitch is going to be good. I only see it happening a couple of ways dealing with the way both of the individuals fight, though.
What's this, AJ and Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see lots of different outcomes actually. Because the thing about both of them is Joshua can fight at mid range and coming forward a bit, and he's also shown he can fight on the back foot. He's a counter puncher, but he's also a dissector, and he can be very aggressive. Take for example against Klitschko, he was boxing with him out of nowhere. He steamrolled him, dropped his ass, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he has that element. Whereas Fury, he can switch stances. He can fight going backwards and on the front foot. He can fight in the pocket and he can clench and he can wear you down. I think something that's going to be really pivotal in this fight is going to be who manipulates what area they want to do a little bit better, and if um kind of the weight situation. Like we'll be able to when they weigh in, we're going to know how they're going to fight each other instantly.
Absolutely.
Because if Fury
Absolutely.
comes in at 253, we know he's fighting on the back foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even up to 260, he's fighting on the back foot. If Tyson Fury comes in at 275, he's
You're
going
coming
for it.
at him.
He's
Mm-hmm.
going for it. If Joshua comes in at 247, he's fucking going for it, dude. But if he comes in at 238, 239, he's gonna like be looking to box and punch.
Right. I feel like both guys, it's kind of crazy to me because I feel like kind of both of them need to do kind of like the same thing because I feel like Joshua really needs to be at a weight to where of course he can manage his stump, but also be fluent in his movements and be able to do that for a duration of thinking 12. I feel like Fury needs to come down from the 273, but not to like 250. I think if Fury was around like 260 or something like that, I think Fury needs to be in a position to where he can move, work his pivots, and use his mid to long range to his advantage. So I feel like both of them need to do the same thing in the realm of, their weight, managing it at different levels, but making it to where both of them could be for the long haul and have that impact. So it's just like, when you look at their styles, it truly is a clash of different styles to where you could see multiple outcomes coming out of the fight. But it's going to be a fucking great fight.
Oh, it is. It is. And by the way, depending on who implements their game plan well, both guys can outpoint each other, both guys can drop each other, and both guys can stop each other.
Yeah. Heavyweight boxing, man. That's my thing. It's like, Josh, like, it's like when I look at Fury and I've seen Fury in situations where he's been in trouble, and I look at what Joshua does and things like that. I'm like, shit. I'm like, Fury's known to get clipped. I'm like, man, I don't know if that fucking shot is gonna feel the same coming from a fucking AJ, because I look at him as the hardest puncher in the division. And at the same time, I'm just like, man, Fury has a tendency to motherfucking put combinations together, and he will pivot the fuck out of you, and he'll have you in a completely different direction to where his shots are coming from. So I feel like he could dance on Joshua and really fucking box his ass to sleep. So it's just like I'm in the realm of the unknown with so many fucking questions. That's why it's just like I need this shit to happen. And honestly, it will truly change the landscape of boxing, because I really don't think people have grasped how huge this fight really is.
Oh yeah, 100%. And by the way, I hope they can get fans for it, because I personally already have money set aside for whatever country it's in. I've already put the money aside, bro. I ain't missing that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be easily. I would say one of the top fights in the heavyweight division in the past 25 years plus.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Well, let's say they fight for undisputed, JR, yeah?
Yeah.
They fight for undisputed. Bro, it is the biggest fight since 1999.
Oh yeah.
Except for Lennox and Mike.
Yeah.
I think the numbers from that fight are going to be astronomical. Yeah.
It might be. The numbers are going to be fucking huge, dude. In the UK, bro, they're gonna destroy pay-per-view numbers in the UK. Destroy them.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you how big that fight is, man. My motherfucking nephew don't watch boxing. He don't know nothing about boxing or nothing of that shit. But he know motherfucking Anthony Joshua. So if that fucking tells you anything, that motherfucker only 11 fucking years old. So if he know who he is, a lot of motherfuckers already know his. Like I said, this dude came over on his first fucking term and filled out Madison Square Garden. Now you got a Tyson Fury who made sure he took his last fucking 3 fucking fights in America, 4 fights in a fucking America, built this fucking name and shit like that. And we got Anthony Joshua, who is a fucking figure all on his own, whether people pay attention to him for boxing or pay attention to him for other reasons. It's whatever. But 2 of these guys, you got the biggest personality. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got the 2 biggest guys in the fucking world in the heavyweight division, and we're talking about 4 belts, and we're talking about the 2 number 1 guys in their fucking country going for undisputed and heavyweight. In boxing, it doesn't get more precious than that. That's why it's like this fight is of epic proportions, man.
I mean, you're gonna have 2 fighters in there for 4 belts to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. You talk about things that were viewed as the fight of the century. Ali Frazier, like, it's gonna be at that level.
Yeah,
because it will. Like, I feel it's going to stop the UK. That's how big it is.
You think it's going to stop it, bro? I'll tell you what I think. I know it's going to stop the UK, and I know it's going to stop Ireland. It's going to stop these 2 countries. So you're going to have people all around the world tuning into this. All around.
Oh yeah, no question, no question. There's no. I feel like even with all the other sports in the world, I feel like the one thing that makes people stop and pay attention is a heavyweight fucking championship boxing match. But you're just not talking about any heavyweight boxing match. We talking about the heavyweight boxing match with probably 2 of the realest figures you could say that are truthfully on top of their craft in a very fucking long time. You're getting elements of so many things that have pretty much been lost for fucking years. That's the shit that's going to make the world fucking cut off whatever they doing and pay attention to that. And then if you're talking about ESPN, Matchroom, and DAZN, the Crow promotion, that shit is going to be like nothing we've ever seen before.
And do you know what makes it super special? Like, not only are they big and everything, both guys have shown something. They're both vulnerable fighters.
Absolutely.
And with those type of skill sets they've got, and in all honesty, the star power they've both got is huge. Like, a lot of people think Tyson Fury isn't like a star because he's not a huge ticket seller. But Tyson Fury is a massively known name. Like he's been on so many things. He's been on Good Morning Britain and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Shout out to
bro,
Robin Williams, man.
I'm gonna
Shout out
say
to
this
Robbie
right now.
Williams.
My grandmother, right? She doesn't watch boxing. She completely disassociates herself from it. The other people in my family huge on boxing. She hates it, right? She watches Good Morning. She doesn't listen to us talk about boxing at all. The only boxer she knows is Tyson Fury, and she's 82. 82. That's the only boxer she's ever fucking seen in the modern era. The last boxer she knew was Mike Tyson.
That's crazy. You know that just shows you what they bring to the table. It shows you what like man and take all of that and combine ESPN with it. Once again, combine Matchroom and DAZN with it. Combine the major market, the money that they have to put behind this shit. This
BT and
shit,
Sky Sports
Yeah.
included.
man, this shit is
And
going absolutely.
And the thing is, with the zone now expanding to more countries around the world, they have the ability to show this to just about everywhere now.
They're in 200. They're in what 169 territories and countries.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Yeah.
around there.
Right. And not only that, like think of like you're talking about ESPN and DAZN. Think of how much Sky controls like the viewing figures in the United Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you talking about like man. It's almost unbearable. It's like a fighter. It's like a fighting holiday to see these two heavyweights get and the way Bob's talking. And I'm hip to Bob's lingo. I've been hip to it for quite some time now. When that motherfucker say we 95% done making this fucking fight, that bitch is going to happen within the next fucking 4 to 6 months. I promise you that.
Like that's something like Bob will say, yeah, we're looking at these opponents, and then the worst opponent is who he's picking, right? But he's not mentioning other names, and that's the thing about Bob. If he says one name, that's the name. That's the fight. That's the thing about Bob. So if Bob is turning around, like take Lomachenko and Tiafimo, did you hear him mention anybody else for Lomachenko at that time? No,
Nope.
it was only Tiafimo. Only Tiafimo. When the Rigondeaux fight was going to come up with Loma, who was he talking about? Rigo and only Rigo. Before the Kell Brook and Crawford fight, for a few months he built the idea of other opponents for Crawford. But then when the Kell Brook thing was very close, like about 3-4 weeks before it was signed, what did Bob say? 95% of the way done with a fight for Kell Brook.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That's what I
And
said.
he
I'm
didn't
like, look
mention
out for
another
that shit.
person's name. And do you know why that is? He's not there to promote other people.
Mm-hmm. Man, they like it's almost like look, and that's the thing about when it comes down to business too. You know, I don't give a fuck what promotional outfits you with. And if this doesn't, once again, for all of those people that fucking talk that fucking one side of the street shit, like look at this for what it really is. You've already seen in fucking 2020 alone in fucking Matchroom and fucking DAZN could come together. DAZN and fucking ESPN come together for like 6-7 fucking promotions. You looking at right now, fucking Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury ready to come together. You just seen Tyson Fury and fucking Deontay Wilder. So to sit up there and act like this shit can't be done, it can be done. My whole thing is, fuck the fact that we've seen it. That's great. Look at the fact that you have seen it, and how did you feel after you saw it? Because I know after I saw Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, I felt fucking great. Regardless of whether he got his ass whooped or whether he won that fight, even going back to the first Deontay Wilder fucking Tyson Fury fight. These are the things that are fucking supposed to propel the sport to where you propel the sport to greatness. So when you got something like this going on, ain't nothing going to stand in this fucking way. And Deontay Wilder should feel like an absolute fucking fool for letting anybody around him dictate him taking that 100 to 120 million dollars, because he should be in this position right now. Fuck right now. Him and Anthony, that the smoke would have cleared by now. But it's just the fact that If you wanted big time boxing, if you wanted to have that fucking name, you should be in this position right fucking now. Because
Exactly.
you don't pass up on shit like this. And the moment when you start hearing nine fucking figures, nine figures,
Bro, imagine how much money Fury and Joshua are about to make.
man, I guarantee them motherfuckers are probably guaranteed 250 mil a piece of some crazy shit like that. Cause I swear to God, I see it. I
And
see it if
Eddie
it's
Hearn
leading
did
down a
say
fight.
50-50, and that's why this fight's getting done. So 100%, like, this fight is gonna get done. It doesn't matter if it's 4 belts or 3 belts. The truth is, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, I want the 4 belts because I haven't seen it since 1999, and I wasn't even able to watch then, right? But it hasn't happened since 1999 Undisputed. But that WBO belt don't mean jack shit if it has to be dropped because of politics in face of literally 1A versus 1B. It's not 1 versus 2, it's 1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know who the best heavyweight on the planet is.
Yeah. Hey,
And it's been go ahead, D.
you know, I had a theory about this. Well, not a theory, but you know me, I'm gonna probably speak on it. But I'm calling Eddie Hearn and Joshua full of shit on this too, bro. Because I remember Eddie Hearn and Joshua, their quest was to get all the belts, right? To go undisputed. And now just simply say, oh, fuck it, if we gotta drop the belt. No, no, no. Like, I gotta hold them to the fire on that, fam. Like, it just seems shaky about it. Pay the money, fight Usyk, do whatever you gotta do. I don't even care. If you gotta fight Usyk, fight him. But the goal was undisputed, right? Now all of a sudden it don't matter. That WBO belt is shit. Yeah, I get it. But hey, Mark, I want undisputed too. That's what their claim was. I just flamed Canelo because you gave me and all your other fans, you gave us this idea that you were going to go undisputed at 160. You and Oscar came out and you didn't do it. Now you just vacated the last piece to that. So I gave him heat for that. But when Joshua and Hearn and all that Wilder shit was going, no, Joshua was trying to be the best. He's trying to be the first British heavyweight to go undisputed and all of that. Now the belt don't fucking matter? Like, bro, I'm calling them out on that shit. Fuck that.
I mean,
You talking about the belt don't matter for Joshua?
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Well,
right?
this is what I'm saying. I'm saying with Us, look, this is what I'm saying. You got to look at what the WBA is not willing to do. Undisputed
WBO.
trumps everything. The WBO, excuse me. Undisputed trumps every fucking thing. Everything. And when you trying to stand in the way of that shit for Alexander Usyk match that could easily take place after it's done, that would show me that if these guys are thinking about dropping the belt so this fight can happen, we all are in full agreement that this fucking fight needs to happen. This fight needs to happen more than Alexander Usyk and fucking Anthony Joshua. So if him dropping the belt, if he does drop the belt, I've never been one for it. But in this situation and all of the fucking monkey shit that's happened fucking around it and all the monkey shit that happened around boxing, yeah, forego that fucking belt for this one fucking little anthill that's trying to seem like he's a roadblock. That's the only reason it's acceptable, because we already know that shit shouldn't even be a topic of the conversation, considering that where we are at right now and what's on the cusp of taking place. So that's the only reason why I'm willing to even say I could fuck with it.
The WBO would be foolish if they did this, because you would be involved in two of the biggest fights that would be happening in the sport of boxing. And after one fight, the winner said, "Screw your belt. I don't need it. I'm good." So here you are about more than 5 years later, and you could have the undisputed heavyweight title fight happening with, well, at least over 120 to 150 million dollars that could be paid out to the fighters. And you're telling me that you don't want a percentage of that because you want the mandatory fight to happen? Come on.
Can I ask all you all this question? This is just to see the idea of people's logic. What do you think is a bigger fight? A four belt undisputed fight. Whoa. Yo, you need to mute one of those mics, two hands.
Man, hold up. I'm switching.
Yeah, you just